Hello and welcome back to another Parry This history video. Today we are continuing our series exploring the real-life history behind the video game Kingdom Come Deliverance II with a biography covering the life of John II of Liechtenstein. The aim of this video is to ensure anyone watching will know as much as possible about him by the end. And keep in mind, this is real-life history and the game is based on real-life history. So anything I say in this video may end up being a story spoiler for KCD2, so watch with caution. But with all that being said, let's dive on in and learn about John II of Liechtenstein. John II of Liechtenstein was a nobleman and courtier who lived in the late 14th and early 15th centuries, a turbulent period marked by dynastic struggles, shifting allegiances, and frequent conflicts in Bohemia and the surrounding lands. Part of the prestigious House of Liechtenstein, an ancient family originating from Lower Austria, John II served as the Burgrave of Znojmo Castle in Moravia and was closely associated with key figures of his time, including Margrave Jobst of Moravia, or Jobst of Luxembourg, and King Wenceslaus IV of Bohemia. John II was born around 1386 in the House of Liechtenstein, a prominent noble family whose fortunes had grown steadily since the early Middle Ages. His father, Hartned III of Liechtenstein, and grandfather Hartned II had helped maintain and expand the family's holdings and influence in Moravia, Lower Austria, and Styria. The dynasty's strong network of alliances, grounded in service to both the Habsburgs and the Luxembourgs, allowed them to secure strategic castles and estates throughout the region. Key members of the family included John II's uncle, John I of Liechtenstein, who died around 1397, who had notably acquired the lands of Lednis or Eisgrub, helping to cement the family's foothold in Moravia. The Liechtensteins had long served as close advisors and stewards to various ruling houses, forging a reputation as capable administrators, skilled diplomats, and reliable military allies. By the dawn of the 15th century, Central Europe was embroiled in a web of political tensions and conflicts. The House of Luxembourg, ruling over Bohemia and connected by blood and marriage to the Margrave of Moravia, was fractured by internal rivalries. Bohemia's King Wenceslaus IV struggled to maintain authority amid encroaching ambitions, both from within the Luxembourg family and from the rising power of his half-brother Sigismund of Luxembourg. In Moravia, Margrave Jobst of Luxembourg, a cousin of Wenceslaus and Sigismund, wielded considerable influence. Known for his shrewd political maneuvering, Jobst vied with his relatives for control and sovereignty, often walking a fine line between supporting Wenceslaus's claims and protecting his own interests. Moravian nobles who served at Jobst's court were therefore deeply entangled in these disputes. John II of Liechtenstein emerged as a significant noble at the court of Margrave Jobst of Moravia. Serving as a trusted council member, his position as Burgrave of Znojmo Castle, a strategic fortress in southern Moravia, underscored his status and the family's influence in the region. Burgraves played key roles in local governance, overseeing justice, defense, and administration. Holding such a post signaled confidence from his overlord and suggested that John II enjoyed a reputation for loyalty and competence. His duties would have included advising Jobst on military campaigns, dynastic disputes, and territorial negotiation. Moravian nobles aligned with Jobst faced complex pressures as they often had to navigate between loyalty to their Margrave and the external demands of other powerful rulers. In the early 1400s, with the region experiencing near constant flux, political acumen was as vital as military prowess. The first years of the 15th century saw increasingly fraught relations between King Wenceslaus IV and other members of the House of Luxembourg, as well as external powers. While some Moravian lords cast their lot with different factions, John II of Liechtenstein maintained close ties to Jobst of Moravia, and at least initially supported Wenceslaus. When tensions boiled over into open conflict, allegiances had to be carefully chosen. Aligning with Wenceslaus risked angering rival claimants like Sigismund, while supporting Jobst meant walking a diplomatic tightrope within the Luxembourg family's intricate struggles. It was during these times of conflict and realignment that John II played his most historically documented role, in the rescue of King Wenceslaus IV. One of the defining moments of John II's life came in late 1403 during the height of the crisis for King Wenceslaus IV. The king had been imprisoned for the second time by his own nobles, led by King Sigismund, a testament to the intense factional strife then gripping Bohemia. In a daring escape, Wenceslaus disguised himself and fled across the Danube River. On the opposite bank, John II of Liechtenstein awaited him with a contingent of 50 horsemen. The rendezvous was meticulously arranged, reflecting John II's trustworthiness and the Liechtenstein family's capacity to mobilize armed retainers on short notice. From there, John II escorted the fugitive king to Mikulov or Nikolsburg Castle, an estate long associated with the Liechtenstein family. This act not only demonstrated John II's personal courage and political risk-taking, but also cemented his legacy as a staunch supporter of Wenceslaus, at least during this critical juncture. By aiding the king's flight, John II placed himself in potential jeopardy with rival nobles and the Austrian dukes, who viewed Wenceslaus's bid for freedom with suspicion. As the political situation remained volatile, so did the fortunes of the nobility who involved themselves. In 1405, while in service to Margrave Jobst, John II was captured, likely by forces either loyal to rival claimants or Austrian interests, angered by his assistance to Wenceslaus. The details of this capture are sparse, but what is clear is that Jobst valued John II sufficiently enough to pay a ransom for his release, indicating the nobleman's importance as a military and political asset. These chaotic years forced many nobles to reconsider their allegiances as the balance of power shifted. After King Wenceslaus's subsequent death in 1419, the political landscape changed yet again. While John II seems to have died around 1412 and therefore did not witness the full emergence of Sigismund as King of Bohemia and later Holy Roman Emperor. The Liechtenstein family in the years after John II's death eventually aligned themselves with Sigismund. By the mid-1410s, the House of Liechtenstein had adapted to the new power dynamics, as they had done for generations, an enduring testament to their political resilience. The family's coat of arms, which John II bore, consisted of a shield divided horizontally into two fields. The upper half, a solid yellow or gold field, and the lower half, a solid red field. This simple but striking design reflected the heritage and territorial roots of the Liechtensteins, who had built their fortunes through a combination of loyalty, service, strategic marriages, and wise stewardship of their estates. John II's life, though not as thoroughly documented as those of higher-profile rulers, served as a lens through which to view the complexities of early 15th century Europe. He exemplifies the roles played by mid-ranking nobles, military custodians, counselors, and lords of strategic castles, whose influence, though subtler than that of kings or dukes, was critical in shaping the political and military outcomes of their time. John II is believed to have died around 1412, leaving behind an enduring family legacy that would continue to shape the region's political and cultural landscape. The House of Liechtenstein, despite John II's personal setbacks, including his capture and the confiscation of some of his estates, ultimately survived and prospered, continuing through centuries to become the princely family that we know today. While overshadowed by more famous contemporaries like Wenceslaus IV, Sigismund, and Jobst of Moravia, John II of Liechtenstein's life and actions speak volumes about the complexities and perils faced by nobles caught in the cross-currents of dynastic ambition, territorial disputes, and shifting alliances in the early 15th century. His role in rescuing a king, his imprisonment, and his service at court are testament to the intricate tapestries of loyalties and enmities that defined his world.